Welcome to WhoDooTV. We are live, and it is March 12th. We're talking comic books for March 13th, right? Am I doing my days right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. And it's that time,
Today's the 13th, though, right?
right? And here I am getting feedback because I forgot to put my computer on mute. But it's new comic book week, man. We just
Yeah.
got done with Emerald City. Has it been 2 weeks already, or is it, that was that last week?
That was 2 weeks. 2 weeks, man.
Man, time is just going crazy for me, dude. Well, I'm Hoosier, and we got Chris on here.
I'm the Bald Moose.
How was the cruise, man, that you had to ditch Comic-Con for a freaking cruise? Like, what the heck?
Dude, that was nice. It was 7 days at sea. And, well, we kind of got bunched up there a little bit because the nor'eastern that was hitting up there, we got some side effects. We got some rough seas going out. The first 2 days at sea really kind of beat us up, and we were tossed and turned quite a bit. It was a smaller boat, but it was more intimate, so it was all worthwhile. But when we got the nice weather rolling in, man, it was just gorgeous, and yeah, it was a spectacular time. Came back afterwards, spent about 48 hours in Charleston, South Carolina. Lots and lots of history. Soaked that up like a sponge, and then flew back, got sick, and been stuck in bed for the last 2 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for you, but I don't.
No, nobody does.
But what comic books did you read while you were there?
I was teasing the valiant peeps out there on the Facebook sites saying that I was in search of some of the Caribbean variants, and no, there's no such thing. But I did read this gorgeous, beautiful Grass Kings book that I just happened to have Matt Kint and Tyler Jenkins scribble on here. That's pretty sweet. Funny thing is, he mentions, and it's true, that you see the cigarette there. He doesn't smoke at all. But he wanted to draw cigarettes, so I said, go for it. Go for it, Matt. I don't care. I also read American Gods. Perfect time. It follows the show, and I watched the show, but it followed it beautifully, and it kind of gave maybe a little more in depth. Although I really dug the show, the comic book was beautiful. It was fun. It was fun to read. And then before I left, I read Wicked Righteous by Alterna. I reached out to the author, and he passed me all of the books to include book number 5 that's coming out next month. Man, for $1.50 in this kind of entertainment, you can't top it. It's a fantastic story, another Armageddon, if you will, but somehow, some way, it's America-China is on, like the Chinese is somehow, some way taken over a portion of the Pacific Northwest, and basically the United States is all sectioned up. Well, there's a disease that hits, and it kills all the adults and only leaves adults that have taken a life and children. That's it. And so it's really interesting.
Nice.
When you think of children having to rise up to protect themselves and potentially take lives, it's very, very interesting. And then there's also people that have taken lives, like the military and police and so on and so forth, that are there trying to keep somewhat of the peace. But then, of course, you have gangs and roving crazy people that have busted out of jail and so on and so forth. It's really an interesting story.
Cool. Yeah, Alternative does some really awesome books, man, and their prices are freaking right. I mean, it's pretty amazing the stuff they're putting out. I know that Anthony, Alterna Comics fan, he loves Alterna Comics, hence his name. But he's on them all the time, and yeah, they just keep producing good books after one another. So, hoping to get more into them. They've been solid. And then yeah, so on the line we got Gomer's here. Anthony, Alternative Comics, Comics Fan 1 is on. We got William Pace, Gomer, Henry. So we got some guys on board. So thanks for making it.
Thanks for making it, guys. It's awesome.
You were on that cruise. You left the first day of Emerald City Comic Con.
Right
went
after
to a panel, right?
Yep, right after.
Panel, we got to hear that there's not going to be a Valiant Summit.
Right.
That they're really pushing Harbinger Wars. and part of that summit that didn't come out, and they're really pushing it. And that's a big PR. It's a big marketing thing. And then you got back to hearing that Hunter Goranson is gone.
Yeah, that, and I didn't quite. It's interesting. At that time, I was barely gone a week, and it seemed like so much had happened, and I just my head's spinning. I don't understand. I don't know why Hunter left, but I'm sure as I dig back into life, I'll figure it out.
Well, don't know why. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of assumptions that can be made.
Right, right.
Right. So I mean, there's plenty of assumptions that can be made on that, which makes it quite interesting. Um, I know he wasn't there for the whole con. That might have played something into it. He left early. He wasn't there Sunday. But I mean, Hunter was awesome. Victoria is the person that's replacing him. She seems, or that I met there.
Okay.
She's pretty awesome. She helped us out a lot. She's the one that got us connected with or with Warren to do our interview.
Oh, sweet. Sweet.
So yeah, so score there. Sad to see Hunter go because Hunter is just a cool guy. But yeah, she's fitting in quite well. Which is and then Gomer says, yeah, I guess he's had some interactions too. He's agreeing with that she'll be a good fit. But I wonder if that may have been in place, and that was one reason. That's another reason why there was no summit. As hearing that.
Yeah,
and,
it sounds like it was in the works. I mean, if Victoria was there and it was a smooth handoff, maybe it was just Hunter through Saturday or whatever it was, and then smooth handoff to Victoria, and they're off and running.
He was there for the week after too, though, so he did present emails and stuff like that. But it's sad to see Hunter go because he was there from the very beginning. He was one of the original. He was the Warren, Dinesh, the Adam, Hunter. Those were some of the original dudes. So it's pretty sad, but I hope he goes off to bigger and better things, and maybe he'll be the marketing guy for Dinesh's new project.
Oh, that'd be sweet. Huh?
Speaking of that Dinesh guy, and William's trying to steal our thunder. Quit doing that, William. Dinesh is going to be, from what it said, working on the Bloodshot movie that they announced that Vin Diesel is legitimately on it.
Yeah, those two little things happened while I was heading out, and I caught some of the Vin Diesel information, but none of the Dinesh information. When I get back, there's when you go on a cruise, when you leave, when I leave, I truly everything gets shut down. There's no contact with the outside world, and there's no Wi-Fi, there's no internet, there's no nothing for me. Mm-hmm. So when I come back, I have 5 bajillion messages, and somewhere there I did manage to weed out just a little bit that Dinesh is going to be part of the Bloodshot movie, which is outstanding. If DMG wants to put out a quality movie, they have to include somebody who their life's passion has been about Valiant and / Bloodshot.
Right. And then so one of the resources I got is Dinesh through Facebook. And he basically says when they announced that Vin Diesel is legitimately on it, he says, crazy excited and humbled to be working with such an incredible team. So, and that was on March 9th. So that was last week where Dinesh replies that he's humbled to be working on it, actively working. So it does look like he is on the project, and it's not something that he's just getting credit for initially starting to that manner. So I think it'd be great if he stayed on as that. Maybe that's his consulting role, is the film side, and he's going to stay a consultor on the film, creating these projects, and the love for that, because that's what he went to school for at USC. He is a film, like that's his education is backed by that. So it makes sense to get a guy who loves these characters, who's been the CEO since 2012, or actually got it 2010, but the new Valiant 2012. And so it makes sense to have the guy in the works there, in the production rooms, doing this.
Agreed 100%. I couldn't agree more. I mean, DMG needs to capture the passion that drove the fans. And I think the biggest thing that drove the fans was Dinesh. So, I mean, and his passion is contagious. So you get him involved, you get him in front of the right cameras, you get him and his face out there doing what he does best, which is just deliver passion and energy. It's going to be a fantastic thing.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, he's Henry's saying he's probably had it since 2005. I mean, nonetheless, I mean, coming out with this iteration of Valiant in 2012, And I think his face that's been there, he's going to keep the actual Valiant fans there. And that's the good piece that's there. It's exciting for that. And then to kind of go into the Vin Diesel piece there, right? That looking back, thinking about it, I just went back and watched Pitch Black. I watched the first, Fast and the Furious. It was okay. I mean, they're good. I think for what Bloodshot is and how he's kind of initially just what he is, I think Vin Diesel is actually a decent role. Everybody knows his name.
Yes.
Action movies. He's almost pretty close to a household name. He's a dude who's gonna sell it, and I believe I heard it's gonna be a hard R movie.
Yes, yes. And just going back from an interview that you and I conducted back from Image, and we look at what are some of the potential numbers for this style of movie. I mean, you bring in a name like Vin Diesel, he's going to bring fans to the theater. It's
Right.
just going to happen. He's a big enough name that you're just going to, they may not know anything about Bloodshot, but fans of his are going to say, huh, let me look into this. So with that, and the interview that you and I had with Image, we're talking about numbers landing.
I think we had this conversation with not just anybody. This Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, this was Todd, and it was a fantastic interview. But like he said, you find us the right spot, and for him landing $44 million a week in for a couple of weeks, or maybe 2-3 weeks, you're looking at a very successful movie for Valiant. If they can find the right time to release this and have enough spun up on it with Vin Diesel, and it's a quality. I'm not saying it's going to be anything, massive. I'm not looking at $1 billion, but if over 3-4 weeks it brings in something close to 100 million for Valiant, that's an extremely successful movie. We don't need something that's going to get it, 150 million in the first week. We don't need to compete like that. We just need to get that 40-50 million. And then towards the end, if we can cross that 100 million threshold, that's awesome.
I really think, I mean, a minimal goal is to open up at top 5.
Yes.
I mean, I think it will do better than that. But if it could open up as a top 5 movie, depending on when you launch it, when it comes out, in any Vin Diesel movie pretty much is that, right? With his name attached to it. That's your selling point. It's going to happen.
Fast and Furious 257, I think, started its first week there in the number 1 position.
Yep. Yeah, I think it'll work really good there. I just love that we're getting this news that it's happening, right? It's Budapest in South Africa. The settings have been set. Like that was back in December. Snow messaging him that, hey, dude, we have more sets. Like there's South Africa, a number of sites. We have settings already set. Locations. I mean, they had locations ready. I'm just excited to now start hearing the dominoes fall of supporting actors, things of that nature. Who else are we going to get to follow?
Yeah, and I know that Dinesh has stated in the past that when and if there will be a movie, and now it's definitely a when, it's not going to be the old 92 Valiant. It's going to be the current 2012 run of Valiant, which will be interesting. You go back and review those books, you have a lot of interesting people that could possibly fill shoes in that movie.
There was a couple of the news stations when Vin Diesel's name initially got attached to it. I think they just Googled Bloodshot and they pulled up the 92 rendition of Bloodshot, right? They pulled up Angela.
And I got that same feel, exact same feel. And it was just, at least us being a fan, we know this is the path they're going to go on. And they don't know any better, right. But maybe they should.
They should. People are going to get surprised. But no, super dude, like I can't be more excited for that. And then Henry gets on there and says hair. He's gonna need hair. Do you have a problem with bald people, Henry? Come on. You got 2 bald guys here.
Hair can be stenciled on.
I mean, you got the bald moose, right? Come on. Let's makeup, good CG. I mean, they took away Superman's mustache, dude. They could add hair. What's wrong with you, man? But yeah, so that's some exciting news. And
Absolutely.
then what's that?
I said, absolutely. That's big news.
One thing on the show we didn't talk about was Joshua Dysart's new book that they announced, right? The Life and Death of Toyo Harada.
Man, I've got a chance just to reach out and talk to him a little bit on Twitter. I am stoked. And if everything lines up, I'm really just hoping I get a chance to meet the man. He's had 2 excellent runs so far with Harbinger and with oh goodness gracious, now completely just
Imperium.
Imperium. There we go.
Yeah.
2 great runs, and now to be able to finish it up, oh man, this is just going to be topsy turvy. It's going to rip the heart just completely apart, and it's going to be awesome.
Dude, man. Yeah, Dysart, his social commentary writing is so good. Like, he is able to write such a great social commentary, not just with his Valiant books, but his other books as well. The Unknown Soldier, stuff like that. Like, he's just great. He's done such a great job. To have him back on Toyo, right? I want to get Toyo back in the field. We need him back in there. I mean, he's like the ultimate villain, but is he really the ultimate villain too? Is he
Exactly.
actually a good guy? It's just such a cool character, the way they're portraying him. You need him in the universe. He's such a powerful. He's one of your Omega Psiats. You got to have him. He's a backbone of this universe, and he's just been MIA in the last couple of years. So he's needed, and I'm excited to have that happen. So that's huge. And then we've got Harbinger Wars 2 coming around the corner.
This event, it's building up, and it's sure people can be upset about who's writing what portion, and we got Heiser that's writing the intro to it, which I've caught little bits and pieces of the artwork, and that already looks spectacular. Many people have already seen the metal cover that's going to kick it all off, which does look outstanding. But honestly, getting into the meat and potatoes, I'm really excited for every last bit of this. It's going to be very, very cool.
Did you watch the video of the Warren interview?
I only got a couple of minutes into it because there again, I barely just got back from South Carolina. So no, I haven't had a chance.
So in that, I asked him about Psylords, right? I asked him about New Comic Book Day and how we've been advertised Psylords. And at that time, he was kind of like, let's get through Harbinger Wars first. And so, I have my speculations that we're going to see some Psylords potentially in the end of Harbinger Wars, and that's going to tie in to a new story as well. Just crazy theory, speculation, because in an interview, he talked about having a Valiant pitch. And he says it's the first time these characters have been out. And I asked him is it this iteration or was it prior? And he goes, prior, but let the hints be there. So to me, it sounds like we might have a Kent Psylords book coming by the end of the year, if not next year.
Now, could he keep going and writing both XO and Psylords?
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, we all know he's got 24 there for the XO series. I would hope that he's got more, at least 36. Heck, 48 would be spectacular if he's already got it written where he could throw in 12 to 24 of the Psylords, maybe have them somewhat intermingle. I don't know, but yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to connect, but I know that he has other plans for some of the bounty hunters. So initial plan was to kill them all, and that slowly kind of changed. So there's spoiler alerts there, but give Kent whatever, man. Give Kent whatever. I mean, you just pulled up Grass Kings, great book.
Yeah.
And so segue into mind management.
Yeah, we got some new news that just popped off yesterday that mind management will be coming back out. Matt announced it yesterday on Twitter, and I think it's probably announced much earlier than that. But more mind management, I don't think there's anybody out there right now that's saying, oh, no, we don't need this. Mind management has been spectacular. And he says he's got more stories, more twists and turns, more, super secret adventures. It's going to be cool.
Yep. So those are going to randomly be dropping throughout the year, he said, when we got to talk to him at ECCC. So random issues going to be dropped in Mind Management. Super pumped up about the TV show for Mind Management, which, man, it's something unlike most TV would be. And yeah, more stuff. He's got plenty more. So I'm in.
Yeah, again,
So
Matt Kent's a beast. I mean, in the way that he writes and the amount that he's just churning out. I mean, my goodness. He, the man's mind must be just going a million miles a minute. But if you were to meet him, he's the most mellow, chilled, relaxed kind of guy. I don't
most
know.
definitely, like, he's such a soft-spoken, nice dude. It was
Yes.
really cool. Yeah, I definitely dig Matt, and I hope he's got some more stories. And it sounds like he does, uh, connecting with Warren. And I hope that we'll continue with Warren, and then we have a new editor. So new editor got announced recently. He's got writing background. He's been around Marvel history, so interested to see. That guy looks like he's going to be attached to all of the ongoings, your Exos, your Bloodshots, your Ninja K, and your Quantum and Woody. So, yeah. And then with Henry saying Lemire edges him out with amount of product. Yes, Lemire puts out business. He puts out work, dude.
Yeah, that man does.
Have
He
you
puts out
read
tons.
have you or anything about the Terrifics, the new DC heroes?
I have not. They landed as I was heading out the door for my vacation. So no, I haven't.
Okay. Solid. I mean, uh I think valid. It's the DC's Fantastic Four. And then it was recently announced that Plastic Man, one of the characters on that, is going to have his own mini series written by Gail Simone and Adriana Mello. So that's kind of a cool thing. But yeah, Lemire does put out tons and tons of work. The dude
Yeah,
is pretty awesome. So,
yeah,
but I
and yeah, all of
recommend
his stuff
somebody
is.
get into these new DC Age heroes, or DC, yeah, the new DC heroes that are out. Because you got Vendetti, right? Rob
Yep.
Vendetti is writing Damage. You got, there's going to be a Justin Jordan out soon. There's going to be the Lemire, the Terrific. So, hey, they're taking on some pretty great stuff. So, and then, Alternate Comics basically let Lemire writing the Sentry at Marvel. So, there's going to be, Lemire just does so much, dude. Descender, Royal City, uh, Gideon Falls, which came out last week. That was
Spectacular.
awesome.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was such a fun read,
Dude. And I have no idea where that one's gonna go, dude.
That's the
That
best part.
one is gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, that's the best part is the fact that it can go anywhere. After the first book, you're just excited about it, and I'm willing to wager that after the first arc, 3 or 4 books, we still may not know exactly where this is going to go. I mean, there's just that kind of a build up to it, which is spectacular.
Oh
It's going to be
gosh.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. Really cool. And then what, last week we also had Oblivion Song. I think we all gave that a read.
Yep.
I liked it.
I did too. I enjoyed it very, very much.
And then luckily enough, we were at Emerald City and they had the Owen, right? The Owen Choi story of Secret Weapons. So I got to read that. We did a review of that. That recently went out, and that is one of the books we're having this week. So let's start talking about new comic books this week. What are you guys reading on the show that are in the live chat? And then, Chris, what book are you pulling up this week?
Well, I think the first one probably is one that I read from Image called Infidel. And I'll tell you, this one was one of those books where I read it and immediately I didn't read any preface or anything like that. I just picked up the book and read it. And I thought, damn, this is crazy. If we talked about entities and anything that is spooky, that kind of thing. I'm trying not to spoil it as much as I possibly can, but in the previews, it talks about xenophobia, which is basically, a racism, if you will, and how an entity can feed off of that. That right there, and when I went back and read the preface there, and put it with the book, I thought, man, if an entity could feed off of that, the power that it would be given. And so it really just kind of dug a worm into my brain on the possibilities with this book. And through the first read, I thought, man, this is the kind of book that'll give you nightmares. That'll give any sane, straight in the head person nightmares. And from that, I kind of just got a little giddy with it. I thought, wow, this is going to be such a great ride. So I'm super stoked to find out more about it. And just to be able to start the roll with it. It's going to be awesome.
That book does look really cool. It's a 5-part book. So you can get 5 issues in this, and it also looks like put on mute on the background, Chris.
What's that?
Looks like they're having some reverb. Maybe mute, or you have it on your computer.
No, there, I'm on mute now, but no.
There we go. Now there's no reverb.
Okay,
so we're good. Sorry about that, but the cover looks really cool on this Infidel. The cover is just appealing, dude. So yeah, good call out there, Infidel. And then Ryan called out one that I definitely have on my pull list. It's from Boom Studios, Judas #4, the end of this 4-part series. Judas, the world's most famous and infamous trader of all time. So ending that book with Boom, and just the art in that book has been phenomenal. It's creepy. It's got lots of like behind the scenes, and it just kind of gives you this emotion and puts you in the scene. I'm saying yes, Judas #4, and yeah, by Boom. Check that one out. What else you got, Chris?
Well, because I went on vacation and I read this book, I knew that it was coming out for Emerald City, and so part of the reason why I got the book because I wanted to read it to see, kind of refresh my mind, if you will. I was a big fan of the show. I wanted to make sure I read everything in the comic book. And American Gods, my Ansel, probably pronouncing it wrong, but from what I gather, it's the second part. It's picking up right where the first book led off, and they're going back out there. Shadow and Wednesday are going back out there. They're continuing to gather up gods for the big war. I'm excited about that because I really love the show. I really enjoyed rereading the book. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be interesting to see what new things will be added.
Oh man, yeah. Where are they going to go from there? Another one I have, you kind of mentioned it. You had the hardcover there. Another Boom title that I just adore and I love is Grass Kings #13.
Number 13.
Oh, dude, the pairing there is so cool, and just how Tyler Jenkins and Matt are writing this and the concept of it. I know it's not going to be very much longer. It's got a couple more issues. And then the two of them are going to be doing another project with Boom, is something that we learned about at Emerald City. And
Nice.
but yeah, those two together are pretty solid. I think they work as a great pair, and I've just enjoyed the crap out of Grass Kings, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed reading that one as well. I'm excited for number 13 to be kicking off. 2 big thumbs up, and I've got big thumbs.
Big thumbs. So score on that. What else you got?
Well, let's see here. New Mutants, Dead Souls. Kind of curious about that, even though it comes from the big 2. It's New Mutants. It's going to be more of a psychological thriller, if you will. I probably will be picking that up. That might be a trade wait. I'm not a huge big 2 kind of guy, but I know this is getting tons of hype. That it's a new series, so there'll be a lot of attention on that. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that you're looking at that are talking about it, and they're excited about it.
So New Mutants. Yep, there's your Marvel call out for the day. A book that I've been enjoying. It's the end of this arc. It's an Image title, and can't say Dan's last name right. Panacea, but Slots number 5 is out this week, and I just love the grounded story of this. He's doing art and he's up and he's drawing or doing art and he's writing it. And big score for Slots number 5. If you guys haven't got into that, it is a cool story about, it's an old Vegas has been dude, old fighters getting in it, and just a really grounded story. I dig it. So I love his art, dude. It looks so cool. It's got this old school like old school comic book vibe, Um, yeah, it's a really cool book. So I'm digging it. So yeah, and then Gomer calls it a hard boiled slice of life book. Yeah,
Cool.
solid pick on Slots. Yeah, I love Slots. So score me on that with Image. Before we get into the big VEI, did you have any other ones?
Well, I've always been a fan of The Walking Dead. This one is quite cool. If anybody out there has been following, Michonne found her kid, and so we're finally gonna see their interaction. So I'm really looking forward to that.
You just ruined so many people that just watch the show.
I think in the show the child's dead, so it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that you got to remember that the show in the comic books,
yeah, it's not identical, obviously. So
yeah, they've split off quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Carl's dead.
Yeah, Carl's dead.
Carl's dead. Not dead in the book. So Carl's alive there, but he's also like 15 in the book, and he was like 18 on the show.
Yeah.
He's aged really weird on the show compared to the book.
There's only so much you can do.
Yep. Kids get naturally older. And then a number one, I know some people like to start off books right from the very beginning. One that's just like a little crime story. It's based in looks like the 90s, and it's a my 80s. I'm sorry, 80s. And it's just like this crime, murder, pretty interesting. Rich Tomaseo. Score that. It does have you look at the cover on Dry Country number 1, and it's got a huge Miami theme to it. You could obviously tell that by the cover. So if somebody likes to get on the ground floor in a book, that's one to look at. So check that one out. And then I called out Owen's story, which is solid. Check out that review, Valiant's Owen's story, and it's genius. Eric Heiser, Raul Allen, Patricia Martin. Man, their stories are just so good, and I really hope they stick around. We get more than the Harbinger prelude, the Harbinger Wars 2 prelude, and hopefully we get an Avi number 1. But there was some really cool connections in there, and this is like when you read this book, look at some of the other Willows characters and think of Rexo. Think of what Rexo was during the first miniseries, and then read the Willows characters and try to match Rexo to those characters.
Interesting.
I definitely check that out. You might find some things in there that you didn't see otherwise.
Yeah, because I purposefully didn't read the Emerald City Comic Con cover release. I wanted to wait. That goes hand in hand with the American Gods book as well. They had the Emerald City Comic Con release of that book as well there for both of them. I wanted to wait and read it when it came out type of thing. So, yeah, outstanding. That's good. I think I will. I'll do just that.
Yep. And then Ryan Wynn gets on and he makes fun of your thumbs. Thanks, Ryan. And then he also says Slots is red, Coral. So yeah, definitely have to agree with Coral. But yes, get into that. And then you had another one that you wanted to call out.
Well, the only other one that I had was Ninjak versus the VU. Did you want to jump into that?
What I would like to jump in with that is the Instagram post by Bat in the Sun today.
Oh, I
believe it was today. They show a cool John Morrison, whatever his other real name is, from the Eternal Warrior. And it is a cool image. And oh man, I sent it out because I know Josh Get Valiant's gonna be at WonderCon here. I believe that's this weekend. and they say big news coming at WonderCon, and they showed this John Hennigan picture of him as the Eternal Warrior. So it's around the corner. I've seen previous posts from them on Facebook, Bat in the Sun, saying the show is coming out in April.
Yes, that's what I've heard as well. Didn't catch the Instagram. I don't do a ton on Instagram, but maybe I should.
Yeah, I might have to look it up. I just stumbled across it. I hardly do Instagram, but I had somebody message me on that like today, and I went and looked at it, and then I saw that, and I was like, it's coming. It's
nice.
coming.
Nice. Yes. And it's one of those things where, sure, everybody's saying it's about time, but really, it is about time. I just want to get my hands on it. I want to see what they've done this 1.5, 2 years project that they've been building up. And I don't even care. I just want it. I just want to see it.
Dude, the thing that hurts me is that Dinesh and Josh Johns aren't going to be there to kind of like see their baby be born, you know?
Yes.
I mean, they're going to see their baby be born, I'm sure, but they're going to not be able to like be part of Valiant when that happens, you know?
Yes.
That's the part that kind of hurts me just a little bit, is that those guys worked so hard for it. I hope they get the credit they deserve for pushing it. Or the not credit if it's bad.
Yeah.
I hope they get either way. But yeah, so yeah, and I think I just spoiled the news for Ryan. He's like, Josh is gone. Apparently that's what it looks like. Yeah. And so Ryan did a awesome video. Speaking of some cool Valiant stuff, Ryan did a live sketch Eternity cover on his show, on his channel. Oh, that was cool to watch him do that, dude.
I'm gonna have that's more I have to go back and rewatch, because I do follow Ryan and he normally posts that stuff up on Twitter, and I usually get alerts. But what I did when I got back is just cleared everything, skimmed through a few things, and then just cleared everything because it was just too many.
Yeah, but if you want to watch him do that art, check it out. It was pretty fun to watch the way it's processed, and so Valiant fans, watch Ryan Wynn do his work on Eternity. So, and he's gonna do one for me soon too. Yes, I'm excited for it. When I saw that video, I got really pumped up. I was like, wait, he's doing a video and he didn't tell me. I thought it was already mine. I got a little excited, but that's okay. I'm pumped up for whatever. So I have a couple spaces back here on the wall for some. So but make sure you check it out. And then there's a lot coming around the corner with books too. I mean, I guess we could have entered this earlier in the show, but in a couple weeks we got old Jack Boniface is back.
Yeah, I'm super stoked about this. Purposefully did not pick up the pre-release that they had that they're at the Comics Pro. Valiant had a few of them laying around, and I purposely did not pick it up because I want to read the book all the way through. But yes, another metal cover. Really excited about that. Yeah, it's about time. Oh, and I did see some outstanding, amazing art. I'm going to see if I can pull it up on Facebook to show you. I think everybody needs to see this because, and perfect. Hoping that everybody's going to be able to see this. This art is going to be on the cover of a book, of a #1 that's going to be stored.
Dude, the use of light on that picture is pretty awesome. The way that use of light is on his face.
Yes, and it harkens back, in my mind, it harkens back to what Dinesh said when they first started kicking around the idea. We know what's beyond the door, but we don't know what's in the door frame.
Right. He said we focused on the person, we focused on the shadow, we focused on beyond the door, but we never focused on the doorway.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that art right there, one, it looks realistic. Oh man, it looks realistic as hell. It's just steamy. You can almost see the blood dripping.
Who is that? Do you know?
I will have to research that.
Yeah, I wonder whose art that is. That looks good. Like I said, I love that source of light. But yeah, dude, around the corner, glow in the dark metal covers to come, and then next month another metal cover with Harbinger Wars 2. So if you're a collector, I hope you saved your money, because you're going to be paying some money in the next 2 months for some metal covers.
Matina, Mattina. Matina. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
That's his art. I got a last name. That's it.
Okay.
And I don't know the name of the store that's coming from. Uh, but it looks like 1,000 will be regular trade books, and then there's going to be 500 virgins.
I hope that's Comic Dungeon.
I don't think it is.
From there. But yeah, and then we got Henry on here and William saying this is their first pre-order they've gotten with this. So if that's your first pre-order, you guys are going to enjoy it. Pre-orders are really cool.
Oh man, all the
content. It's definitely worth it. They did announce that they're going to do 12 issues of the next pre-order from 5 to 12. They're gonna do a long the next 2 arcs are going to be pre-order of Shadow Man.
The Shadow, yes, and that's fantastic. Yeah. I'm all down for those pre-orders. They are so spectacular. Sure, they don't really get announced. I don't care about it, man. All the little extra interviews and that stuff is awesome. I really enjoy it.
Hey, did you open up your pack yet?
I have not, and you need to do that right now.
I don't know if I want to. I mean, this is like legit, like limited. So this is the Comic Pros comic cards that they gave away at the Comics Pro for Harbinger Wars 2, a limited amount. So yeah.
You gonna do it?
What? Open it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's live. Because people want to see it.
I don't know. If somebody puts in the chat that they actually want to see these cards, then I will open it. But I don't know if I want to, just because I mean, it even says limited edition. I mean,
okay with that.
I mean, it says like limited of 1,000. Like that's like there's a lot of people in this world. That's not a whole lot.
I know.
God. All right, I'm gonna try.
It just popped.
All right, guys, just unsealed it.
All right.
So
this is the
event
checklist.
Event checklist. Is that what you got too?
Yeah.
I think it's identical packs.
All right. My first card. Stellar. Ninjak. Back this thing up here a little bit so you can see it.
I got the same one.
Well.
Like I think they're identical packs. So
really? Yeah. Your number 2.
Boom. Exo. Men of War. Yep. Oh, dude, that is such. That was what cover. That's cover 14 for number 14, the Return to Earth. That is a freaking cool image there.
It is very, very cool.
Oh, dude, some of this must be artwork from the coming events, because you got Mr. Pete.
Yeah.
Pistol Pete right here, guys. Bam. Pete Stanchek. Little content on the back as well.
The content is really cool. A young man with a checkered past. Peter is an incredibly powerful Omega level Psiot with,
card art by Cafu. The Exo was Andrews, Kari Andrews.
And the Ninjak was by Rockefeller.
Yep. And then Livewire here with dude.
With a dead everybody.
Yeah. Like, she is just such a cool freaking looking character. And I love La Rosa's headshot there.
Because it looks just like a head. That's it.
Dude, so cool. And then we got our little Ray Garrison.
Yeah, I love this. This is fantastic.
So that's such a dark looking image, man. So
Zafino. Gerardo Zafino. I'd like to see more from this guy, because I like that version of Bloodshot right there. That's gritty.
Yeah. So I'm putting these back in the pack. I'm going to reseal it, and then I'm going to tell people I never opened it again. But yeah, that's some cool cards. The art on all of these books on, just founding artists are amazing. We got some of the best guys in the business, so I go for it.
And that was fun. I enjoyed doing that. That was a lot of fun.
Cool.
I was excited about it. I was going to just do it just to do it, but I'm glad that I got to do that with you.
Oh, yeah. Got to open up together. Oh, you're so... Oh. Next time let's do it in person together. You might get more joy out of it.
Ooh.
But ultimately, I think there's some, good story coming out with Eric Heiser and Raoul Allen this week. Some good number ones. And we got some more, got a lot to be excited for the rest of this month with Valiant.
We do. And the pace is going to pick up. I really think that this is going to be a seriously amazing summer. Lots and lots of fun stuff coming. Energy. And while Dinesh may not be the head of that energy, I still think there's going to be a lot of energy with Valiant this summer.
Yeah. I agree. So I'm going to roll with it. And yeah, sign me up. We got some good books. Andy Diggle signed up for 2 years of Shadow Man. It's pretty awesome. So I can't be pumped up. I wish we had the summit to give us some more idea of what's coming. I get some reasons of really wanting to focus on the event that's out, but we also need to pump up the event. So I get it. So, but that's what I got. If you guys are reading stuff, make sure you put that in the comments. Anything you read, you read last week, whatnot. We want to know what you guys are reading. And then we'll be back on again next week, doing some more new comic books. What's going on? Maybe talk about some of the books we read this week.
Absolutely.
So make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit like. Check our friends out at over at Outright Geekery. A little Henry and Gomer over there. Check those dudes out. You might get some good stuff. So thanks guys for watching. We're WhoDooTV. Have a nice night. Happy reading.
Peace.